Picture this, you're sitting down to work on an important project, but before you know it, you're sucked into a vortex of digital distractions. Notifications, emails, social media feeds, pulling you further away from your goals. This is the majority of society. In today's hyper-connected world, our attention is constantly being attacked, but fear not, because in this video, we're diving deep into the art of mastering focus in the midst of the chaos of this year of 2024. So get ready to reclaim your attention and level up. And remember, you're the player one. What's up? Another day leveled up. It's your boy Salem, back with another one for you. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about how to minimize the chatter of the masses, how to tune out all the crazy distractions of this year of 2024 and hone your focus so that you could have a smooth path on the way to your dreams and desires and whatever it is that you have goals of reaching. First, you know what we got to do. Let's clear the air. Actually, provide some substance to what we're going to get into here. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about our attention spans and overstimulation. So I'm sure you probably heard that our attention spans are decreasing as a society. Some say that our attention span is as low as a goldfish these days, and that's pretty frightening to think about. With the rise of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts now, it's easy to fry our dopamine levels and be overstimulated, so we have nothing left to give. We have no ability or energy to focus. What we fail to realize is that our dopamine levels are being spiked constantly throughout our days. It used to be drugs or sweets that stimulated this high of a dopamine effect in our brains. But now you get that same rise of dopamine through TikTok, scrolling, notifications, just the act of potentially finding something online, which you most likely always do, but it's always kind of just underwhelming, doesn't it seem? You always want a better cocktail of what you had before, and it's a vicious cycle that never ends. In this year 2024, we're living in a time where things are moving at an extremely fast pace that it's almost impossible to keep up to date with every new technology, app, new ways of doing things. That's why it's important to know how to master your focus and tune out the distractions and figure out what is actually important that you need to focus on, because no one's going to force you to actually learn these things, and that's the problem. This is why it's so important to self-educate, because in this point in time, we live in the information age, and there's a vast amount of information that we all have access to. So the problem is, how do we go about sifting through what is real and what is fake? I'm sure we all heard the term fake news, misinformation, but you're gonna have that despite having this access. You don't want the latter of someone actually telling you what is the real information, because at the end of the day, we all enjoy having that ability to decide ourselves. We don't want anyone to dictate what is right and what is wrong. That's the lifestyle that we're leaving. We have always been addicted to the news and what they say and taking it as truth rather than doing our own research. But the problem is, a lot of people don't know how to do their own research these days, and it's kind of crazy that you have to actually teach people how to do their own research. I mean, I guess they may not be part of that same generation who learned how to go on Google and go on Wikipedia and cite your sources and kind of just do a elimination process of elimination and get down to what's real and what's fake, and then at the end of the day still test it out to make sure that the information that you have is valid. Our brains are so delicate, but at the same time they're so malleable, and they could always change. Realize that our brain is always trying to normalize experiences, so the mere act of always having shifting people and things coming in and out of your life, there's no normalcy, that's going to breed anxiety. This is why nature is so calming, because we could sit and stare out into nature, and it's the same exact thing. Nothing's moving. Our mind is able to finally be at rest, that we could start to allow new ideas to find us. We have to learn how to disconnect from society to get back our time and realize that we have an internal compass at the end of the day that is going to point us to our North Star. But majority of the time, we don't give ourselves the ability to actually hear that voice, to hear our intuition. Big up to Ralph Smart and Infinite Waters. He always says, get out into nature. There's no Wi-Fi, but I promise you'll have a better connection. With me living in Colorado, I enjoy going on hikes. So sometimes I'll go on hikes with other people, but I enjoy it more going alone. The reason for this is the point of hiking to me is not to talk the entire time and talk about how crazy this hike is and just catch up on life. I mean, if that's my point and that's my intention, I will do that, but that's not why I like to go hiking. I go to disconnect, get to the top of the mountain, tune out all distractions, and take as much time as I need when I'm up there to plot out my next moves. I'm able to meditate up there. I'm able to get back to center. We all have a thing called the monkey mind. This is a term really popular in the meditation community, realizing that our mind is like a monkey in a cage and it's needing constant stimulation. And when you decide to remove your attention, the monkey will eventually calm down. It may take longer when you first start, but as you continue your practice, it'll start to calm down at a faster rate. There's a lot of different ways of going about meditation. My way of doing it is always setting a timer, because if I don't set a timer, you're going to allow your mind to think about how long has it been since you've been meditating. How much time has gone past. Setting a timer allows you to finally disconnect with that form of thinking and literally focus on removing all distractions. In my head, I like to think of me sitting at a desk and all my thoughts are papers coming. Someone's putting papers on my desk and I'm filing them away. And I'm just looking out into a black void. Every paper that comes on my desk, I'm filing away, and eventually the papers slow down. And it gives me time to just stare out into the black void and come up with new ideas and creative ways to get my views and my perspectives out there. If you're trying to get to center, think of your mind as a dartboard. And the center of the dartboard is the bullseye. That's where you're trying to get to. That's when you are really focused. Your ability to see other perspectives and respond to things coming at you is different if you are on the outside of that dartboard. You have more of an advantage if you're in the center of the dartboard. I think about this as well when I think about martial artists and Bruce Lee, for example. When Bruce Lee is fighting multiple opponents at the same time, he's calm and center, and only because he's there is he able to respond quickly. He could go up, he could go down, left, right, in such a broad range because he is center. If he was outside himself on the perimeter of his inner core and calmness, he would not be able to respond to those opponents coming at him in all those different directions. He would eventually be backed into a corner or fall off and have to try again. It's the same thing with our minds. With anything coming and trying to take our distractions away, anything that we encounter on the daily, we can't respond in a proper fashion if we are not centered. So that's why it's so important. The ability to master your focus and removing distractions is pivotal because it'll stop you before you even get on the track of the comparison game. We are not all given the same assignment. We do not all have the same skills. So being on social media, constantly checking what other people are doing, if you are on track, if you're at the same pace as them, it's detrimental to your focus because at the end of the day, you have an unfair advantage that someone else doesn't. You have the life experiences. You've You were able to overcome whatever it is that you had to get to the point where you're at today. So you have an unfair advantage, an unfair perspective that you could share and help others get to where you're at as well. You are equipped to be the teacher. Our goal should be not to run from life, but dictate how we interact with life. Dictate on what comes in and what goes out, and the timing of it all as well. The world is not going to slow down. It's only going to speed up. This is not to scare anyone. This is just to instill the urgency of getting your focus back and equipping yourself with the skills so you could thrive in this year of 2024 and not merely survive. Because if you listen to the media, they're going to say this is a year of survival. You know, there's inflation, there's all this other news of other countries with potential threats and things like that, but don't allow them to get you in this place of fear, because you have everything that you need in this moment. You are exactly where you need to be. The movie, that book that you want to look back on and be proud of, you are in charge of that. You are in charge of whenever you decide to plug in and turn off the game of life. We live in an exciting time right now, so realize that the technology and the information that we have at our fingertips, we're now able to allow the ideas and everything that we have in our minds to actually be manifested out. We're basically literally able to manifest whatever it is that we're thinking about in real time. In the next video, I'm going to be talking about how to actually bridge the gap to our higher selves using technology and AI to speed up that process. In the meantime, just know that a belief may be comforting, but only their true experiences have become liberating. Grant yourself permission to level up. Until next time, it's your boy Salem. I'm out.